So in a few days time, we'll end up getting some new content additions for Black Ops Cold War, maybe Warzone, and maybe even Modern Warfare. But as we mentioned the other day when we talked about those first initial details when they were first revealed, it doesn't seem like a whole ton by comparison to other mid-season updates that we've seen in recent years. So surely there has to be something else that isn't publicly announced yet, right? Well, turns out that actually is very likely. So today I want to take a look at some of the surprises we could likely be seeing here within the mid-season update for Call of Duty. So that said, as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you hoping for anything in particular to come out of this update? Anything that you'd like to add to this list of surprises? Anything that you like particularly out of it? Let me know in the comments. As well, if you are new to the channel, do be sure that subscribe button. We're on the road to 400,000 subscribers, and we'll keep you up to date with all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and anything COD related. So if you're interested in joining the community, I'd love to have you. That said, let's talk about this mid-season update and what surprises it may hold for us. So that mid-season update coming as of this Thursday is something we talked about a little bit on the channel, talking about the confirmed stuff, things like Sanatorium, Cranked for Zombies, Dropkick for 6v6. Included elsewhere in the discussion is that new operator of Xana, though I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't come until a little later on in the season to sort of air quote space out content. But then we also have some things that are a little bit lesser advertised here coming as of this update on Thursday. The Wakizashi sword being a part of that with the Disavowed Assassin bundle when that's introduced. But when we recapped this content for the first time the other day, we talked about surely that can't be all there is to see. I mean, right? We have supposedly a large update for mid-season for Cold War, but there has to be something else. There has to be something that will keep the game on pace for the next 6 weeks before Season 2, right? Well, that's where it gets a little bit tricky and where it gets to be a little bit more speculative, though speculation that is born out of plausible nature. So by my accounts, and maybe you disagree and that's totally fine, I don't think that any of this is really too obscene to consider crazy. So let's start with the easiest ones of what's up on deck. Full transparency, this video was actually scheduled for the other day, but then got shifted to when you're seeing this now. So the first two of these actually already are confirmed. But if you don't follow Treyarch or Call of Duty on Twitter, you may not have heard too much about these because they were only announced via tweets. The first of which is free-to-play zombies. From the 14th, the start of the mid-season update this Thursday, any player who does not own Cold War has the ability to play zombies for a week until the 21st. So if you're exclusively a Warzone player, you want to see what it's all about, you can jump in and experience zombies for the first time in Cold War perhaps. Now, if you bought the full version of the game, this isn't necessarily anything that's too beneficial to you, but it is something that is meant to widen the audiences here in terms of the offering that Cold War has. But something that can be beneficial to you is that of double weapon XP actually beginning on the 15th. So you have a weekend of double weapon XP, and curiously it showcases an elite from zombies in the background for the announcement image. But if you're worried about this being a part only for zombies, you can be a little bit relieved to know that this looks to be for all Warzone and the entirety of Cold War. So this is going to be a great time for players who still need to rank up any weaponry, myself included. I have a few weapons that I need to rank up before finishing out the rest of Dark Ether, so I'm definitely going to be on this like glue. Now, that's starting on the 15th, not on the 14th, so that's actually what looks to be what I would imagine the first part of a few 115-day surprises. But what is that other stuff? The other day, Treyarch tweeted out that they had some goodies coming for 115-day for zombies, and that's where things get a little bit speculative in nature. Earlier today, we ended up seeing a new tweet from Treyarch saying Project Endstation was only the beginning, hashtag Black Ops Cold War, hashtag zombies. Now, for those that haven't played zombies or don't keep in the loop all that much, Project Endstation was the happenings on Die Maschine, the story behind the map and what you're ultimately tasked with narratively to learn more about. So this, along with the fact that it's a previously unknown map, makes this surely look like a new zombies map and our first real teaser here for this. But here's the thing, as much as I would love to be wrong, and I mean I would be thrilled to be wrong about this, I don't think that this new map is going to be coming out on the 15th for 115 Day. Instead, what I think could be happening is a trailer for this new map. Up until now, all indications, leaks, rumors, and such have all pointed towards an early to mid-February launch for the first DLC map for zombies. And assuming that we're on the same frequency of 4 zombies maps post-launch, it just doesn't work out one-to-one with what we've seen in recent years of 6 seasons for post-launch support throughout Modern Warfare and Black Ops 4. 6 seasons, 4 DLC maps, there's going to be some mismatch there. But if it is early February or mid-February right before Season 2's launch, that's a prime time for something like a trailer to drop as of this upcoming Friday to show off a little bit of what's to come, getting us a little bit more of that undisclosed content just before the next season, kind of tiding players over until the next content drop of Season 2 instead of 6 weeks of nothing. So that's something that I definitely think we could be seeing here as of 115 Days Surprise, and associated with the mid-season update is a trailer for the next map. But then on top of that, I actually think we may get something playable within zombies as well. I'm personally thinking Tombstone Soda being introduced into the game. You may have forgotten about it, but Treyarch did tease that this would be coming back here on Twitter a couple of days, maybe a week ago at this point now at the time of this video going live, and since then, we haven't heard anything on this. It was tweeted a little bit too early compared to when we start seeing things for a DLC 1 map or a Season 2 content edition here, but in that window when you'd market some mid-season content. Now, without disrupting the flow of the map already existing here of Die Maschine, it could be hard maybe to introduce a new perk without adding in a new location for a perk machine, right? But maybe not, because it could just be added to Wonder Fizz, and it actually may fit the parameters of the perk a little bit better. For those unfamiliar, Tombstone was a perk that had a very brief run in Black Ops 2 and seemed to be legacy code within Black Ops 3, but the ability that it offered for 2,000 points was the player would be able to kill themselves instead of being revived for the exchange of a Tombstone marker, where whenever you died and then were brought back and respawned next round after your teammates cleared that round, you could then go back to the location of which you died to that Tombstone marker and get all of your perks minus Tombstone and all of your weapons exactly how they were. So basically kind of just the checkpoint here for this. Instead of bleeding out and gradually losing all your items and then not having them next round, you could just give up right as of going down and then come back to all of your loot exactly the same way as of the start of the next round. And the one caveat of this perk, because it does seem pretty cool, is that it was only available in multiplayer. You could not use it in solos. So that said, if it's something that doesn't require for solo play a perk spawn of its own, why not just add it into the Wonder Fizz machine after round 20 here on Die Maschine? It doesn't really take away from the flow of the map, doesn't disrupt any of the assets needed on the map. Just add that in there with that. So I think that very easily could be something that we could see with this 115 Days Surprise and coming as of this mid-season update. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about, and the final thing that I want to talk about, really comes down to a little bit more speculative in nature, more so a hope born out of the fact that right now what we have, there's no way they don't see how busted it is. That being a massive tuning patch for Warzone. And I'm not talking just about weaponry here with this. There's a handful of quite literally game-breaking things like glitches and bugs happening within Warzone on a regular basis. Now, of course, yes, that meta weapon abuse, the DMR, Diamatis, MAC-10s, Type 63s are literally the only weapons I end up coming in contact with. I'd love to see another weapon tuning pass, because the first one here to those weapons didn't do anything effectively. Statistically speaking, yes, but some of the areas in which the weapons were problematic weren't actually adjusted. But truthfully, again, those glitches, that's what's really killing me right now, on top of all of that kind of stuff. Right now, you have an infinite stim glitch where you can hide in the corners of the map for no exaggeration, hours on end if there are two parties that are abusing this glitch here, in which you can just sit in the gas, stim for an infinite amount of time, and then eventually just win via heal off. There's an infinite tacticals glitch, which is the base aspect of that infinite stim glitch. There's the ability for players to glitch through the world with your loadout and oversee the gulag and kill players fighting in it. There's a few wall breach locations, one prominently in hills, I think it is right now. There's a cluster strike glitch. There's a loadout freezing glitch still happening. There's frame drop issues returning as of recently on PC. And all of that on top of the absurd amount of cheaters that come along with a free-to-play game, and the fact that there's no actual anti-cheat system involved. So Warzone is in, how do I put it nicely, shambles right now. I would love to see an absolute massive update here come for this alongside the mid-season update. But being that we've seen communication for Cold War side of things from Treyarch and not really anything from Raven, that's the big question mark that absolutely would be a very welcome surprise if you ask me. But that right now is everything that we know about here coming within Cold War's mid-season update, and also some of the surprises coming along with it. Wanted to fill you guys in for some of the lesser known information here and stuff that is likely going to happen. So love to get your thoughts and feedback down there in the comment section down below. Are you guys looking forward to anything in particular here with the mid-season update? Are you hoping any of these surprises in particular come to fruition? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below, and of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Black Ops Cold War, Warzone, and anything COD related, especially as we jump into the mid-season update here. We'll keep you up to date with all of it. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, there's the best places to get kicked outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to share my conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But else that on the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.